Hey guys, what's going on? Rebel here, back with some iRacing. And right before we get into the race, I just got a couple of laps up from my qualifying. And I want to show you guys my new custom paint MX-5. Good friend of mine, Tony, Why Not the Tiger, I mentioned him before. He did this custom paint job for me. And he actually did a tutorial on his channel if you guys want to do your own custom paint jobs. The link will be in the description if you guys want to learn how to do that yourselves. It's a great video, and thank you, Tony, for the custom paint job. It looks pretty awesome. So I just got some quick little clips to show you different angles of the paint jobs. There's a couple of still pictures right before the race starts. It was a very good race for me. It was my best race so far, and I actually end up on the podium, which is my first time ever. And I think I got 12 races in so far, so to finally hit the podium is pretty good for me, considering, you know, iRacing was very tough for me at the beginning. Had a hard time with the controls, getting used to it, and the shifting and all that fun stuff. You guys heard me ramble on about that before, but starting to get used to the game. Really love this track. It's racing on Summit Point. First couple of times I did a few laps on this track, I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna really like this track, and sure enough, I did. As you guys know, I suffered with Laguna Seca, which was the week before. I wasn't able to get any races up for that. I think I might have raced one race, but it'll come again in the loop. I think it does 4 different tracks, 1 week with each track, something like that. I'll have to figure that out a bit more. So we're going to go right into the race now, right off the starting grid. One thing I've been hurting on a bit is my starts. So I think I improved a bit with that. The guy that qualified first, he gets out to a lead and nobody really catches him. He was a fast driver. When I did the qualifying round, I hit a 126.6, which was my fastest lap I ever did. And I think I ended up in second for qualifying, but some of the guys in here, they didn't qualify at all, and they're very fast drivers. There was one guy, he actually laid down a 124 in this race, and you'll see why he didn't really end up in the grid, and I'll talk a bit about that when it happens. So we get into a little bump here on the first turn. I thought I gave him enough room, but I guess not. But he took over the lead, and that was pretty much the end of him. He took a good lead, and he never let off. So it was more of a race for second and third from here on in. I'm currently in second. I'm not sure who's behind me. There was a bit of an accident, and there were some slower drivers that qualified behind me, but there was a group of 3, I think, right behind them. I'm surprised they didn't qualify, because they laid down some pretty fast laps, and they would have started a little farther up in the grid, which would have been good for them. One thing about racing in the rookie series, if you get caught in a group, you know, it is rookies, so a lot of the times what happens is there's accidents, and it happens a little, probably more frequent than it actually should, just because people are playing pretty aggressive. But thankfully I qualified second, so that didn't hurt me too bad, and I just tried to stay ahead of them so I wouldn't end up in any bumps with anybody. There was a few. I think there was one guy who put in the comments he started from the pit because he wanted to avoid the first turn fiasco altogether, and that first turn can be pretty dangerous. The accident that happened, I think, was on the second turn. I went off track a bit. That's, you know, the biggest mistake I made in this game, I think, because that allowed the rest of them to catch up to me. The guy you probably see in my rear view, the number 3 car, he was sponsored, or he had a custom paint job as well, and it was a Machinima respawn car. So that guy was pretty fast, and we had a couple of battles throughout this match, but he was able to get ahead of me and kind of stay ahead of me right at the end. And the guy right behind him in the black and the red car, I can't exactly remember the number, that's the guy that ran the 124 lap. You know, that's really fast. The fastest I've seen so far was a 123. But 124, that's fast. It was 2 seconds faster than I ran. I ran, I think, 4 or 5 laps in this race at 126. I averaged to 127, so that's pretty decent for me. You know, I had a week to play this track, and that's the fastest I could lay down the laps. Here he is taking me on the inside. I knew this guy was faster than me. I could tell just by the way he was catching up to me. So I gave him a little bit too much room on the inside, and it happens a couple times in this race. But I knew he was faster than me, so I didn't really want to cause any accidents. The black and red car is right behind me. He's going to try to take me on the inside, and I kind of knew it. So I'm sticking towards the outside, and he drifted up, and I'm pretty sure I gave him enough room. Like, he had lots of room on the inside to take me. He drifted up a bit, barely touched my front right side bumper, and that caused him to spin out. And that guy had some pretty choice comments in the chat about me. It was all in bold letters, and he wasn't happy at all. But you know, I don't know. What do you guys think? From the camera angle that you could see what happened. You know, I thought he had enough room. I watched the replay a couple of times at different angles. He had enough room to stay on the inside and pass me. He decided to drift out to try to get a better line. You know, I slowed down to let him by, but I wasn't gonna, you know, slow down to nothing just to let him overtake me. I'm still in a race. I'm still gonna race. He had lots of room on the inside. He could have took me on the inside, but he drifted out and barely touched me. I don't know. To me, I don't think I really made a mistake, but maybe I did. Maybe I should have let off the gas a little bit more. If I would have just like let off the gas like 1 second, it would have been fine. He would have overtaken me, but you know, that's racing. I'm going to continue to race and try to catch the guy in second, and I don't know. We'll leave that behind. Like I said, he had a few comments, kind of left it at that, and we raced the hole. He kept racing too. Unfortunately, he ended up a lap down. I felt bad for him because I knew he was faster than me, but you know, so be it. So right now I'm trying to catch up to the number 3 car, the Machinima Respawn car. This guy was pretty fast, pretty hard to catch. He was doing a good job racing. I don't even know how long he's been racing. I can't remember his name, but you know, really fast. And there was a lot of pressure. And one thing I've been trying to get used to while playing this game is racing under pressure. A few times Tony had helped me out a bit when we were just doing practice rounds. He would stay on my backside and put a lot of pressure on me, and that sounded gay. But anyway, in racing, and that would put a lot of pressure on me to hold my lines and to race a good race and to try to block a bit, not give him any advantages. So that helped me a little bit, and I think just racing in general, you get a little more comfortable with multiple cars close to you and trying to maintain a good race line without causing any accidents. This was a pretty clean race for me. A few times, you know, I took the corners a little too wide, a little too tight, stuff like that. But you know, that all comes with getting to know the tracks, racing the tracks and getting comfortable with it. And it just, you know, the more you play something, the better you get at it. This is 3 weeks that I've had this game so far, and from my very first video to now, I think I improved a lot, and I'm hoping to improve even more. And one thing I do is try to watch replays of some of the other people. Like, say if I'm in a practice and I know they're laying down fast laps and that, I'll kind of try to watch them and watch their lines and see how they do. And I kind of wish it doesn't show on their gauge like what gears they're in and stuff like that, because that would definitely help. I know this turn here, this section with the left and right turns, I'm going through those in 3rd and 4th gear, but I've seen some videos where people are going through in 2nd and 3rd. So next time this track comes along, I think that's something I'm going to try, just to get some faster acceleration out of it. They seem to hit their clean lines in that. I did try that when I first started racing the track, and I found when I was down in 2nd, I was a little too aggressive on the gas, and wasn't getting clean turns and that's kind of why I moved up to third and fourth gear. I was able to hold some lines a little better, but that's all practice. Nothing you can do about that. So I'm still trying to catch that number 3 car. He is that is a fast guy. I had a hard time with him, and the guy in first, he's long gone. No one's going to catch him unless he makes an accident, and I think he ran, you know, pretty much a perfect race. I think he had average lap times of 126, so he was staying consistent. Number 3 car goes off the track here. He is able to recover quite cleanly and quickly. I was able to take back second place, but like I said, because he was able to control his car after he went off track, he got back on and back into the race, and he catches up to me pretty fast. So he got kind of lucky, because that turn could be pretty dangerous. Then you guys race this, you know what happens when you go off track, and when you hit the grass, it is a slippery situation. When you hit that grass, it's hard to control your car. But he gets back into the race. You know, I make a couple little mistakes with trying to hold lines and taking my lines. He's able to catch back up to me, not too far behind me, and then he's going to put some pressure on me for the next two or three laps, I think. And we have a pretty good battle for second place. And this part is what I like, because I know he's behind me, and I know he's faster than me, and this is putting good pressure on me as far as, you know, learning how to race under pressure, and that's what I really liked. I've been trying hard to get to know the tracks fast and learn how to take the turns, you know, at the maximum speed that I possibly can, while still holding good lines. So I've learned, you know, the concrete parts of the turns to try to stick with that. The dark black spots, you know, those are part of the racing lines. Learning about the cones coming off straightaways when you start downshifting and that. So, you know, that's nothing I knew when I first started racing. So now that I'm starting to learn that stuff, I'm starting to understand what lines I'm supposed to take. And one nice thing about iRacing, they do have a racing school. So it's a series of videos. I think it's 9 videos, but some of them are broken up in A and B. So altogether, it might be around 15 videos, and you do get a certificate award at the end. Now, I'm not sure what this award does. It didn't improve my safety rating, which I was kind of hoping. After this race, I think I'm running at 2.93, which is pretty good, because I was at 2.7. Then I had a couple races where I got hit from behind, drove into the wall. I got into a race with Tony, and he had a good race. I was taken out, I think, in the first lap, and I spent, you know, most of my time in the pit, and I was like down like I think 10 laps in total. So the guy took me out, and I hit the wall. Like, I hit it really hard, and it just messed my car up totally. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to finish that race. So my safety rating dropped to I think it was a 2.38, somewhere around there. So it took me a little while to get it back up, and I know time trials can help improve your safety rating, but I don't know. I can't really get into the time trials. Hopefully I will, because it's a great thing to use, and it's a great way to practice. But I don't know. I kind of got bored of it. You're just kind of racing by yourself, and I don't know. But I'm hopefully going to spend a little more time in time trials, just so I can raise my safety rating and move up in my license class, because I'm still under the rookie. So I'm going to try that a little more. I think after I race all the tracks that are available, then I'll start doing some time trials, because I'll not kind of know the tracks then. Because in time trials, I think you have to race 5 clean laps without going off road. Most of you know, if you dip off the road a bit, touch the grass, you will lose a point. And in time trials, that pretty much starts you over. So you have to start from lap 1 and try to get 5 in a row. But it does great help when you do it. But like I said, I'll probably wait till all the tracks are done. So number 3 car, Machinima Respawn, is putting some pressure on my Machinima car. And and I'm feeling it. I see him in my rear view, and I'm like, ah, you know, he's getting close to me. You know, I gotta try to hold my lines, do the best I can, and kind of stop him from passing me, because you know it's up to the lead car to not allow someone to pass you. Like if you hold the good lines, there's no way they're going to be able to pass you, because they won't be able to take the fastest line through the turns. Unfortunately, I think what I do, I take wide turn, I hit a couple wide turns, and that allows him to hit a couple clean ones and get right up on the side of me. So, you know, I don't want to say it was bound to happen, but but this guy, he ran a good race too. Just for that one mistake he made going off track, that was about it. Other than that, he raced a really good race. I think he might have started off in I want to say 7th. So I'm coming into turn 1. You know, I'm in the left lane, and that's not where I should have been. We had a little bump there, not a big deal. Neither one of us lost any control or nothing like that. I definitely should have stayed in the right lane. I was trying to get a clean line, but because I went out to the left and he was coming in fast on me, I wasn't able to cut in to get to the line because he was already beside me, so I had to stay left. So that gave him the line. I should have stayed in the first lane, and first lane maybe kind of towards the center, and that would have kind of blocked him, not gave him any really room to pass. But you know, I did. He took the lead. Now I'm trying to catch him. And there's a lot of pressure when you're behind someone and you're trying to catch them, because you're trying to hit your clean lines, but you're watching the car at the same time. And I went through these series of turns. I was hitting the side banks, and I wasn't gaining any speed on him, and he was able to start pulling away from me. And he took that first turn. Most of the game, he's been taking it really clean, really fast. So it's very hard for me to catch up to him. Like I said, it's just more practice. You know, and the thing, like, I'm realizing these things now about taking lines and stuff like that, and trying to blocking people. So that's only going to help me in future races. I definitely hope. Now here I didn't draft right behind him, and more. The reason was I was a little bit nervous to draft behind. You know, not sure when he's going to apply his brakes and stuff like that. So I didn't want to get behind him, be drafting, be late on the brakes, and hit him from behind, because that would have caused him to spin off. And you know, I don't want to do that. Everybody wants to run clean races, so I was playing it safe there. You know, it didn't really help me catch up to him, but at the same time I stayed on the track, he stayed on the track. We both had good races, so you know, he's a fellow machinima guy. I can't take him out. So I probably could have put more pressure on him by staying right behind him and trying to draft, but I didn't feel safe. I wasn't comfortable in it, and like I said, this is lessons that I'm going to learn the more I race. And let me know what you guys think about these multiple camera angles. I was playing with a few of them, trying to figure out which ones were the best. There's a couple called TV1, TV2, but this seems to be a bigger track, and the camera distance is kind of far away. And I don't know, it didn't really look that good, so I kind of went with the cockpit and the passenger side views, just to change it up a little bit, just so it doesn't get too monotonous, and give you guys some different angles. But let me know what you guys think about the different camera angles. Something you wanted me to keep doing, or would you rather just see the first-person view? Doesn't matter to me, whatever you guys choose, whatever you guys like. If I race some smaller tracks, I'll try different camera angles, as long as you know, you get a good visible view. And that, like I said, this one's a little bigger, so things are a little farther away, but I'll try that. I think the next track, it's going on right now. It's Okayama. I think I said that right. I've never raced that track. I tried it last night. And anytime I try a new track, I always put the driving lines on, just to see where the proper lines are for a few laps, and then I go from there. I like it. I kind of like that track. There's it's a lot smaller track. There's more turns, elevations, stuff like that. So very interested to get some practice rounds in that, and hopefully get into some races and trying different camera angles. Kind of like that stuff. So he's starting to pull away from me here. Went through that S section. Took that kind of slow, you know, it slowed me down. I couldn't catch up to him, and pretty much the rest of this race, there's only might be 2 laps left, I think, and I pretty much spent that behind him. So that's the way we're gonna finish. I'm gonna finish 3rd. Like I said, it's my first podium finish. I'm pretty proud about that. I'm pretty happy about it. Still on the hunt for the first place finish, but I got obvious improvements to make before I can hit that. There's a lot of fast guys in the Mazda series. You know, I've seen a lot of fast laps, so that's another thing. It all kind of depends on who you're racing. But I would like to. Next time I get back to this track, I'm going to try to. I want to get down to 124. I think that would be a nice time. I'm not really concerned about hitting the 123. I think if I hit 124 and I'm a consistent driver, say if I do average laps of 125, 126, you know, that puts me in a position to win a race. From what I've seen. From what I've seen for people with average laps and stuff like that that have been finishing 1-2. They're usually running averages of 126, 127, even though they might have a fast lap of 123, 124. So if I can get consistent on my times, I'll be doing all right, and I can pull in that first victory win. Like I said, my average for this race was 127, but I had a few laps that were like 132, 133, so that definitely slowed me down a lot. And there's no room for error when you're racing some of these guys. This racing simulator has been out for a while, and I'm sure these guys have played lots of it, so you know, they know the tracks, they know the ins and out a lot more than I do. So practice makes perfect, and that's what I'm gonna do. I think, did I say 2 laps left? There might be 1 now. Can't even remember. I wish I could remember the I can't remember how far ahead the first guy was, but I think he was like a minute ahead of me. So he was running, so I might go back and just watch him race. I think that's probably what I'll do, because that was nice and clean. And don't forget, guys, to refer back to the first of the video if you want to learn how to custom paint your cars. I'll leave a link in the description for Tony's YouTube channel. He just put up the video a couple days ago on how to do it, and how to do it in Photoshop, and where you have to put the file to apply it in game. It's a really good video if you know how to use Photoshop. I might give it a whirl. I'm not a big Photoshop guy. I don't really know what I'm doing or how to navigate around Photoshop, but I might give it a chance. And maybe let me know what kind of cars you'd like to see me race next. There's only a few cars that are open to me. There's a few in the Carburetor Cup. I did buy a Ford Fusion, and but I kind of been sticking with the Mazda just because I want to get, you know, I want to wait till I'm good with the Mazda before I kind of move to anything else, because some of the other cars are very difficult. I tried IndyCar. That was pretty exciting. I tried the Kia Optima, the Cadillac CTS, the Ford Mustang. What else did I try? There's a couple more I can't really remember, and they're quite different from the Mazda. Obviously, Mazda is your rookie level car. So, and these things, those other cars, they go pretty fast. You really got to know what you're doing to control those cars. But I'm thinking about, after I feel comfortable with the Mazda and I kind of want to move on, I think I might go to the Carburetor Cup and try some. I'm not sure if it's all oval tracks or if it's oval and road, but I do want to try some oval, because I never raced oval, so that will be interesting. Be a whole new learning experience. So don't forget to check out Tony's channel if you want to learn how to custom paint your car. Don't forget to comment or rate the video if you like. We're coming around the last bend now. It's going to be a 3rd place finish. Very happy about that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a very fun race for me. It was the best race I had so far, so I felt good about that. And I'm going to hop back on and play some Okayama Raceway and see what I can do. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching. I'll talk to you soon.